realize what you put there on Instagram, the picture that you put. I look like a ghost. Like, could you find like a worse shot of me to put on Instagram? Like,
Crypto Crow, the cryptocurrency investing giant, and I mean physically giant, whose real name is Jason Appleton, is my guest on Diva on the Block today. If you are at all active in the cryptocurrency community, you probably already know him, and if you don't, well, you should. Crypto Crow and his family live in Cincinnati, Ohio, where I actually flew to last month to attend his Chainwise event. Today, we're going to catch up on things since Chainwise. We also go off the rail to talk about psychology and why it's easier for big boys to cry and why little women act tough. And then we get back to the crypto stuff. So what do you think Crypto Crow's favorite cryptocurrency is? Also, what do you think his silly face looks like? You gotta stay until the end to find out. My name is Kiana Danial, and I'm the founder of the Invest Diva movement. This is my new YouTube channel, so don't forget to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and share it on Twitter, Facebook, and even embed it on your blog. Just go at it. Now let's go say hi to Crypto Crow and let's rock the block. Jason, like, what should I call you? Like, is Crypto Crow the way it is?
I get called
like
so
Lady
many
Gaga?
things.
Like
that giant man over there, I hear that a lot.
You don't look that giant on YouTube. So that's the thing. Like, I didn't know you're this big until
everybody says that.
Yeah, because I mean, it's YouTube. And the vice versa happens for me because people think I'm much bigger. And then when they see me, they're like, oh my God, you're this big.
I had a feeling you were tiny.
No, but a lot of people don't get it, especially like they say, do they say, I don't know, camera adds whatever, 10 pounds or something? When I was on TV, I used to get that a lot. Like, we thought you were like this. And there are a lot of like, you know, people who are tiny, but they look big. Yeah. And then the vice versa. Like
Tom Cruise. He's like.
Yeah, Tom Cruise, exactly.
Yeah. Right? Well, that's the magic of film, right? You can pretty much make anything look however you want it.
Right.
YouTube doesn't do me any favors, especially when my wife dyes my beard all the time so that it's like it all blends, and then when it goes gray, I look 100 years older and my face gets washed out. So people are like, "Oh my God, Crow, I thought you were really fat." I'm like, no, I'm not really fat. I just look like it on YouTube for whatever reason. I'm just a little fat, not a lot.
All right. Let's not pick on you. Let's talk about the real stuff. So Chainwise, it was amazing. That was like the best event. We had a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun.
I am still waiting on the presentations though. Are they?
I know. I just did. Actually, my accountant. I did his last night, so that's going to publish tomorrow. And I was actually thinking about doing yours next. Just because I have all of your images and I have a whole bunch of stuff ready for you already.
All right, so if you're posting an image, would you mind sending it to me first so I can Photoshop it?
Maybe.
Yeah, like, okay.
We got a lot of really good photos. It was just the ones from the after party that you didn't like.
That was horrible. Like, I would have nightmares if that is how... I mean, I don't want, but it's just, anyway. So
I was actually going to delete that for you.
Thank you.
And then change it, but my Instagram account was disabled because somebody was impersonating me on Instagram. So then I went to report them. So they locked up everybody that's Crypto Crow on Instagram has now been deactivated. And when I went to try and upload my ID to prove that I'm the real one, it fails and it won't let me upload anything.
Oh my gosh, that's horrible.
Yeah, I know. I'm so pissed, but
no, that's face. You see, Twitter is a lot better with that because Twitter actually blocks all. Like I had impersonators. Twitter, Facebook, they don't do anything, and then they end up. I mean, they have banned me on Facebook, not Instagram, but they have banned me from advertising, even though there are like impersonators literally scamming people saying they're Invest Diva, and then they ban me. It's just Facebook. Sorry, but sucks.
They all suck.
Yeah.
And they have too many people to deal with. So it's kind of like, you know, if somebody, some crook, I have so many versions of me that aren't me doing all kinds of stuff all over the internet, and there's nothing I can really do about it. And these platforms sure don't help. So, but yeah, I can't delete the photo because I don't even have access to my account now.
It's all right. Oh,
Yeah.
it'll I don't know. It'll burst into flames at some point on its own.
Is it really possible for you to look bad though? I mean, come on. Let's be real.
You know
Are we
what?
being
I'm not
nitpicky?
superficial. I'm not superficial. All right. All right. It's okay. Everything. Now people are like, okay, what is this photo they were talking about? Let's go check. We're not creating more attraction.
Yeah, everybody go look at it. She loves it.
That's horrible.
It's gonna be the thumbnail to the video I published for Chainwise.
Oh, man.
No, Chainwise actually, I mean, it went well. I was really disappointed in the local crowd, though. I was really disappointed.
Everybody traveled. But
everybody there traveled hours and hours to be there, and the people in my city couldn't care less. And I was really bummed out about it because I did it for them. And it really, and people are like, why Cincinnati? Why Cincinnati? I'm like, because my town sucks so bad, and they're so far behind everyone else. I wanted to do something that would shove it right in their face. But unfortunately, that meant they had to get in their car and drive 5 minutes. So that was too much to ask. But people from Canada can get in their car and drive from Canada. But Cincinnati, tri-state folks, let them remain ignorant forever.
So wait, so Cincinnati, like, is there any sort of crypto community there?
No, there's nothing. It's Cincinnati. Unless you're into fast food and art galleries, there really isn't much. It's like, it's actually pretty boring, pretty.
Yeah, so I never knew that much about Ohio, Cincinnati. I've recently become addicted to this sitcom on Netflix, The Good Place. I don't know if you watch it. So I became addicted to it 2 days ago. I've been watching like 4 seasons in the past 48 hours. And so they said that it's about like people dying and going to hell or heaven, whatever. And they're like, if you want to go to hell, just go. Sorry, but it's like the most boring place that they had to come up with.
If you want to go to hell, go to Cincinnati.
Cincinnati,
Oh, I complain to my wife all the time that I feel just like I live in a little prison here. Like there's nothing to do. The people are closed-minded and simple and grindy. It's like,
are you sure that's not the reason why they're not coming to your events? Because you're saying these things about
I am now because we put so much money in. So I mean, there were billboards everywhere, radio, television, everything. Everybody knew it was happening. Nobody cared to go.
Came. Wow.
Everybody that was there was from out of town. And yeah, no, I complain all the time to my wife. Like, I would love to get out of here and go somewhere fun. Like, I would move pretty much. I feel like Iowa would be more exciting than Cincinnati, honestly. But if you want to raise kids and you want them to be corporate clones, this is a great place to be.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, there are other places. I don't know, like Westport. I live in Connecticut now, and Connecticut's pretty boring too. I'm kind of getting used to it. But we did do a book launch. So this is what I did. I bribed the people in Connecticut. So when I launched my Cryptocurrency Investing for Dummies book here, we had a trial launch. So I knew that nobody's going to care about crypto. So we had a launch with another book that was about like brain tumor survival. And another person who had a podcast, a comedy podcast. So that's how we did it. So people showed up and they were like, hey, it's the book. So we bribed them to come. And then we talked about crypto. So I don't know.
It sounds like it may have helped and worked a little better.
I don't know. But I mean, your event was awesome though. So I mean, the fact that people came, at least we know that your online presence is doing its magic. So what was actually, let's talk about this. So what was the biggest takeaway from Chainwise? That are you gonna do another one? And I know that you were gonna do a fight match with Charles Hoskinson, which is not happening.
No, well, he still wants to do something. We're just gonna find him someone else. We were talking. No,
you know what? Me and Charles are gonna do, because he plays the piano and I play the piano. I used to play the piano like crazy. I haven't been playing the piano for a while. So so he started playing the piano live on Twitter. I'm like, hey, like we should do. And he's like, I'm like, oh my god, I just commented like we should do something. So we're gonna start in January. We're going to keep each other accountable with playing one piece per month. But right now we're not gonna do a face-off kind of thing because I think we're both gonna suck. But I think eventually it's less intimidating, like fighting. Yeah, so that's one thing that we have. If you want to sponsor that, and listen to me play.
Yeah, that sounds exciting. Actually, my youngest daughter is learning the piano right now, and she's doing
bring her on.
Yeah, I'll throw her into the mix. Charles was gonna fight, and he's going through a similar situation that I went through. I think, God, it's been 10 years, I guess. And I was like 305 pounds, but like borderline diabetic. I was drinking a 2-liter of Pepsi every day. I was a mess. I was abstinent for like 7 years. I didn't leave the house. I drank Pepsi and ate fast food. I didn't go. I was like trying to destroy myself, right? And then one day I realized my blood sugar was so low and I would like pass out sometimes, and I didn't know why. And I found out why. It was like, well, you're borderline diabetic, your blood sugar's spiking, and then it's crashing, you're passing out, and that could kill you. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm going to go join a fight team, and I'm going to get into MMA because I need something drastic to motivate me to get out there and lose weight and get back into shape. And Charles did something similar where he went to the doctor and he said, your athletic ability for your age is in the 15th percentile. And that was kind of a rude awakening for him. And he's like, I'm too young to be this incapable. He's like, I've got to light a fire. Why don't we do this in a way that not only helps motivate me to get into shape, but helps bring some new people into the space and exposes what we're doing and what we're all about to a new crowd of people. How about MMA? And I'm like, yeah, man, I was a promoter for 6 years. I brought in UFC veterans and, I managed guys, got them signed. I managed guys from amateurs all the way up to UFC contracts. So I did all that. And, we had an opponent. I'm not even going to say who, but
I know everybody knows about it. It's all over the news. But the question is, who cares about that guy? Why don't you guys fight?
Me and Charles?
Yeah.
I know. No, I did fight, right?
What?
Have you ever seen?
No, that's why I'm saying.
No, that wouldn't be right at all.
Right. Well, how tall is Charles?
Charles is kind of, I think Charles is like I think he's at 220 right now. I'm 300 pounds.
Oh, so it's not, that's why it's not a fair thing?
Well, and I have a lot of experience. Charles doesn't. I was in boxing, Muay Thai, Jiu-Jitsu, and wrestling for years.
So why don't you guys not do the things that you've done before? Like both of you do something else like karate. I don't know, like something else like
I don't think that would be
wrestling.
None of that would be fair for Charles. And that's not to say anything, like he knows this. Like it just wouldn't be right. And he did say something. Now here's what's funny. Well, first of all, to do an actual MMA match, we wouldn't be able to be we would have to be within 20 pounds of each other.
Right.
I would have to basically cut both my legs off to meet that weight requirement. So
but if it's not a real MMA match, then it would be funny though to watch like you and Charles, like you would be like, and he would be like,
I don't know. I didn't feel right about my competitive fight. Like I fought a guy that was 6'6". He was 7-4. It was my debut, and I TKO'd him in 35 seconds.
Oh my God!
I felt I didn't like the way I felt about it, and that's why I didn't do it anymore. I was like, that's just like if you're trying to defend yourself, or you're protecting somebody or something like that, that's one thing. But I just didn't like the way it made me feel for sport. And if I did it to somebody like Charles, I would probably cry for him. Like that wouldn't work out.
But the thing is, so the one thing that I did learn about you and Chainwise is that you actually do cry very easily. So what if? So I think Charles, we have to get into a different, like instead of you guys, if Charles can think of something to make you cry in the middle of the field, he's gonna win. Like psychological torture or something like that.
Yeah. I think I've always been a very emotional person. And I was raised by Catholic women. So, they're just like, don't hold it in, be you and, express yourself and this and that. And so I was never one of those guys that felt like I had to hold in my emotions to look tough or be tough. I'm a
Well,
bad
I mean, the thing
mofo when
is,
I
you
want to be.
look
I just
tough.
cry
All
sometimes.
right, hold on. It is easier for you to say that. It's unfair because, like, somebody like you look tough, so it's easier for you to balance it out with
I
crying.
guess. Well, the opposite to that is if I
And
get
the
real
opposite to
pissed.
that is me, because I am tiny. And if you ask my husband, he's gonna tell you I never ever cry.
My wife doesn't either.
I'm like the stuff, and like he thinks I'm tough, and then he says something, and I'm like, and then I never cry. And he's like, oh, I didn't know I heard you never cry. I'm like, oh, so I
You
have
sound
to put
just
on the
like
face.
my wife and I. Yep.
Yeah.
She's the one that's tough as nails. You know, I don't look at her as a little 5-foot pretty thing. I look at her as like an equal. I look at her as like she could do, like, she's like a little powerhouse of like, just like she trains hard and, you know, she's real aggressive. I can't even wrestle with her because she'll hurt me. And I have to basically just be like, no, because if I do anything, apparently I accidentally hurt her because I don't know my own strength.
Yeah,
I just have
because
to
guess
take
what?
whatever beating.
You're big, and if you just do something, it's yeah. I mean, I totally agree with you.
But she's the same way. Like emotionally, she's always like, I used to call her the ice queen when they're like the first year we dated because she never showed any emotion at all. It was like her defense.
No,
thing.
that's the thing, because when you're tiny, you have to build that kind of wall, and then the same is true for you. Now you're kind of balancing it out.
Mm-hmm.
You look tough, but anyways, we're getting into a weird psychology thing over here. We're here to talk about crypto, I guess.
Now that we've established I'm a big baby.
This is Diva on the block, I guess.
Let's talk to this ogre who cries at conventions.
What's happening with Bitcoin, dude? I'm hoping it's going to go back down to 3,000 because they really want to buy some more. What are your thoughts? Let's talk about it.
I don't think it's going back down to 3,000. It's actually back up to 7,100 right now, and it's ticking down. Honestly, I expected this. I expected this little pump. I don't think it's going to last. I think it's going to fool people, and then we're going to go back down closer to 6. Again, here's the thing. When it comes to like Bitcoin predictions, there isn't a single person alive that has a clue what's actually going to happen. All they can do is throw random guesses out there, and they change every single day. So everybody's right and wrong at the same time all the time, right? Right.
Like everybody. So we have these people who are like, okay, I'm in the camp that I do think is eventually going to go back up. But the $6,000 floor that I can actually go ahead and show you, but I mean, that's absolutely correct. So what do you think about the 100 million thing that is going on? It's just math, according to John McAfee.
100 million what? Like he's made so many. You're saying the Bitcoin's going to be $100 million?
It was either the market cap that he's saying. What is the dickening thing that he's doing? He's going to chew his own dick off if Bitcoin.
Oh, I saw like if Bitcoin's going to be $1 million by 2020, or he's going to eat his own wiener.
Yeah.
And, it's like, look, dude, the guy's so high all the time. He doesn't know what he's saying anyway. And like, I mean, I like John McAfee for what he is. He's just kind of a crazy old dude that's got money, and he's like a rebel without a cause. So, cool. Yeah, Bitcoin's probably going to get $1 million in 2020. No, but I think that right now, like I did a video 2 months ago where I basically said Bitcoin was going to come down to 5,500, and then it was going to go up to I forget what it was, 340 grand or something like that. And, that was 2 months ago. I think Bitcoin was around 8,500 maybe. I can't remember. And we're on our way down, and, we're going to have these little tick ups. And then I think we're probably going to go a little lower. Maybe we stop at 6, because anytime
there's right over here, this has been like this. I've been watching because this has been a floor. Oh my God. My assistant is using my trading view, so now I can't. She's gonna be so yeah, this floor has been like a cockroach for the longest time. So I'm looking for it. I mean, I have buy limit orders right over here at 64.
Yeah.
But if it breaks below that, then I guess we are gonna see another visit of 3,000. Everybody's gonna be like, and then I'm gonna buy, and then it's gonna go back up. This is just my wishful thinking.
I think everything that's happening right now is specifically to just shake out anyone left before people start really accumulating in mass prior to the halving. And, the thing of it is everybody keeps talking about the halving as being like we're gonna go to the moon before the halving. We're not gonna do that. The halving's not gonna really do anything. It's 2 years post halving that all the action happens. It's not like we're, come May, the halving's gonna happen and suddenly Bitcoin's gonna double in price the next day. It's just not how it works.
Yeah, because it's buy the rumor, sell the news.
Sell the
Actually,
news.
if anything, it's going to be the opposite.
Right. If you look, typically there's a little bit of a dip post halving, but once that dip is concluded, that's when we typically seem to enter a solid uptrend and that continues on for the next 2 years. And we'll see a bit of an uptrend before we end up reaching like, a complete parabolic run like we see, in history. Now, I'm not a financial advisor or anything. I'm just some idiot on YouTube, but it doesn't, when you really kind of learn and understand these cycles and what they mean, a lot of the stuff look at the stock to flow. The stock to flow has been pretty accurate. It's the greed and fear index seems to be what shakes up the stock to flow, here and there. And that it's in those little patches of confusion that, the weak hands get shaken out before the price goes up again. And, it's just the wealthy, learning how to accumulate more at the expense of the not so wealthy and the people that can't afford to risk what they have invested. So they sell at a loss when they start to freak out and panic. And as many YouTubers and people that are out there telling them not to do that, don't invest more than you can afford to lose so that you don't panic sell at a loss. But just stop panic selling. Hold, relax. This is a new age. This is new technology. It's a new era of everything. All this stuff is new. So if you believe in the technology enough long term that it's going to treat you well, then get in, average in, and just hold and wait and see what happens.
Right. So first, yes, that was a great point that you made, that you're not a financial advisor. This YouTube channel is not a financial advisor. So everybody that you're listening, we're just expressing our opinions. Do not come and sue us if Bitcoin goes.
I don't think you have to worry about being sued. I just want to make sure that, hey, you're on there giving financial advice. I'm not giving financial advice. I'm an idiot on YouTube. Nobody should listen to me. Do your own damn research.
But still, you do. So what is it about Bitcoin? And I just realized this is your first time on my channel.
Yeah.
Oh, and this is my new channel because I had a channel before and I listened to BitBoy at your Chainwise conference who was talking about how YouTube, and I'm one of the victims who was talking about how YouTube, discriminates, and, he talked about the YouTube shooter. YouTube has, they banned me from monetizing like 7 years ago, right off the bat when I started Diva. I don't know why. And then I appealed. They're like, no. I'm like, okay, whatever. I don't need the money. And then I listened to BitBoy and I'm like, you know what? I do want the money. So I started a new YouTube channel. So, and I
don't even worry about the monetization on YouTube. That's not even.
I know, but I was like, so I talked to BitBoy. I talked to Mark Moss. And it's like, dude, you got to create a new. So this is a new channel. So we're not going to get that many viewers, I guess. It is actually, I started.
You've got me on here. You're going to get views.
This is going to make it happen, dude. Yeah, no, I mean, it's been doing well. In the past month, we went from 0 to 800 in 3 weeks. So I guess that's like, woohoo. But
yeah, that's good.
Yeah, it's not that bad. But yeah, so what my point though was that this is your first time on my channel. I didn't realize that. And normally when I have somebody on Diva on the block, I ask them, what is the reason that you're interested in cryptocurrency and Bitcoin? Because my audience may not have heard of it. I know everybody knows you, but just for the sake of people who don't know you, why are you so into crypto?
I'm into crypto because I like the idea of eliminating all of the crooked middlemen. I like the idea of decentralizing control and power to the people instead of just centralizing it to one particular group that can call the shots and ultimately do whatever the hell they want at the expense of the rest of the public. And, there's so much more than that, but that's kind of what it boils down to me.
So that's Bitcoin, right? And there are a lot of now other altcoins that are
not just Bitcoin. That's a lot of these projects.
So what is your most favorite and the least favorite when it comes to cryptocurrency? Which ones are you, because I feel like there's so many different cryptocurrencies that match the ideology of this decentralization, and then there are a lot of them that are optimized for other things that has nothing to do with decentralization, but they are cool projects. So what are your thoughts? And I know you've been diving down into so many different crypto assets in the past 2 years. So
yeah, like there are a lot of projects that I think, once we start really turning things around, market sentiment starts to change. There are a lot of projects that I think are going to do well. My favorite, a lot of people in my community joke and they call me King Cardano because, I was one of the first people to come out like, look, this project is going to be ridiculous. And I think Cardano is probably my favorite of all crypto, like even Bitcoin for that matter. Like
really?
Bitcoin is great as a financial, store value and, a speculator's dream, a trader's dream. But as far as like true use case and what I see being possible, I think Cardano is going to really take the cake when they get everything done. When Shelly's live, that's all done. Like right now it's in testnet and people are starting to stake. But when when everything that Cardano has to offer and has in plan launches, I think Ethereum's going to take an ass whooping. I think a lot of these projects are really gonna, and I see a lot of these dApps that are on the Ethereum blockchain. I think a lot of these guys are going to switch over, or if not, at least clone those dApps so that they run on Cardano as well. Cardano's use case is going to drive up. Their transactions are going to go up. Everything's going to go up, and people are going to realize a new king has arrived.
So do you think that will even help with their price, or do you think it's...
yes. Yeah, no, I mean, here's the thing. Right now, I don't even think about price of these altcoins. Everything is bottom dollar. Every transaction made in the altcoin market is still pretty much purely speculation. This is like, to me, in my opinion, this is like accumulation time. This is the period where, our Cardano's all-time high was like $1.33. It's down to like 3-4 cents. So, but every project in the market the volume is low across the board. Cardano reached $1.33 before they even had close to a finished project.
Yeah. Right here is a bzz, and then
exactly. And so, and I think I first talked about it at 30 cents. So, and it's like Cardano wants to go. I know Cardano wants to go for Ethereum. I mean, passively, I don't think Charles ever really says like, yeah, we want to take them out.
No, he said, I actually interviewed him before. And I feel like, I mean, I totally agree with you. Like that is kind of the direction, because he used to be a part of it. And now it's like, they're making it better.
Right. They're taking every fault and every issue that Ethereum had, and they're fixing them, and they're adding scalability, staking, and a lot of other fun stuff that people are going to FOMO into. And so I've gone on about Cardano quite a bit. So, I that's my favorite project. I think Cardano is going to change the lives of a lot of people in the next big run up.
What exactly is it about Cardano?
What exactly is it?
Yeah.
So, you're going to do this. So, well, okay.
You're on the spot.
Right. Oh, is that what this is? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So let's just start with Charles. Okay. You have one of the co-creators of Ethereum, which was, number 2 and 3, depending on where it was at the time. Let's just call it a top 5 cryptocurrency in the market, used to basically fuel an ICO rush, right? Like nobody's ever seen before. A technology that enabled people that aren't accredited to be able to get in and invest in projects that typically would require somebody to be accredited in like an IPO type situation, right? In the general traditional markets. So this cryptocurrency that basically introduced smart contracts and took Bitcoin ultimately to the next level into the second generation, but had a lot of faults, had a lot of issues with speed, transaction costs in some cases, depending on what's going on. Scalability kind of sucked. I mean, there are a lot of issues with the Ethereum blockchain. And so Cardano then said, Charles then said, okay, whatever the issues, whether some of them were personal or not, who knows, who cares for that matter, He basically goes out and he says, you know what? I want to get some of the greatest minds in science and technology and development and programming. I want to bring them all together under one roof, and I'm going to create something that's going to address all of the issues Ethereum had. And then we're going to expand on that and make it faster and more scalable, more easy to get into. We're going to set it up so that people can stake it. So if you have some, it's going to give you more. And we're going to just solve all these problems and get people really excited about it. And it's like if you sit there, you could read through the Cardano roadmap like an encyclopedia. You know what I mean? It's like they put so much time, effort, and attention. And a lot of people complain like, oh, it's taking you so long, blah, blah. It's never going to happen. People are ignorant. Everybody's so used to this instant gratification. They expect, I'm going to put 10 cents in, I'm going to get 50 cents out tomorrow. And if I don't, you're a scam. You know what I mean?
It's this. Bitcoin itself took forever to actually get to where it is right now.
Right.
And now people are, no, the instant gratification thing is true. And I do believe like the leader of a blockchain is important. And I feel like Charles, on top of everything that he knows from the scientific point, he's also a good marketer. And that
but he's not. That's the thing. Charles really isn't a good marketer at all. They don't really even do any marketing.
All right, so here's the thing.
The technology itself is what has been selling Cardano to date.
Okay, he's a good. So that's the thing. Marketing is not bad, first of all, and I think he's a good leader. People respect Charles, and I think that is super important because there are other projects out there that, you know, the leaders, they might even know what they're talking about and everything, and they are doing the work and doing the best they can. But the leaders are not charismatic enough. And I believe that Charles is. And I think that's important because I mean, without marketing, you can have the most amazing project ever. And we do have, not even in blockchain, but like think about all these amazing things we've never heard of because the marketing sucked or the leaders suck. So I believe that, I mean, on top of the fact that he knows what he's doing and they have this amazing team, but I think that him as a leader is also one of the key factors that Cardano could get somewhere, because I gauge it based on like Twitter interactions or even YouTube interactions. And a lot of these people, the leaders of the blockchain technologies, they haven't gained the respect of their followers as much as Charles has.
Because he's pretty much straight up.
Yeah.
You know, and when you're talking about new technology, who's your market? Your market's not the end user necessarily. Your market are the nerds that are going to use and build upon your technology. And those nerds are going to have the people that market from there, right? So he caters well to the nerds that want to listen to him. And I'm a nerd. I'm just a big ogre nerd. I'm different than a lot of nerds, right? But like I paint my miniature models and I like my Warhammer 40K novels and stuff, you know, I'm a total nerd. But you know, I'm not a developer nerd, and that's who he reaches out to and connects with without having to spend a dime. And those nerds, those people, those developers, those are the people that are going to adopt what Cardano has to offer, build on top of that, create applications and dApps and things, and then they're going to get marketing people to market those dApps that's going to further the Cardano blockchain. And so, yeah, one of my biggest problems with crypto right now, I don't necessarily care so much about the price of Bitcoin. I believe firmly it's going up and things are going to come together. The institutions and the banking, all these people are not doing everything they're doing to establish themselves in the blockchain space and accumulate crypto over the counter and this and that because they think it's going to stick at 6,000 or drop to $1,000, yada, yada, yada. That shit's not happening. So, all these people are I don't worry about that. What kills me is when I see projects like Cardano that I want to see take over the world. And it's like, okay, I have to sit and wait. And I have to wait for the market to kind of recover and sentiment to come back a bit so that there's more eyes and ears in the space trying to figure out, okay, we've been on vacation for 2 years. Now we're back. What's worth getting into? And that's going to be the spot where YouTube and everything starts to blow up. And we're all out there pumping and shilling and talking about our favorite projects again. And this is why I'm into this one. And this is why I'm into that one. And it's all going to start all over again, but it's not necessarily. It's the calm before the storm. This is the calm before the storm, and I'm an impatient son of a bitch.
Distractions. Read a book.
Yeah, I paint my models. I paint my models as my distraction. This is what I do at night.
Oh,
These tiny little things you can't even see. You can't see, it's blurry.
Okay.
But yeah, it's for a game I play.
All right, of course. You and my husband could get along very well, I guess. I don't know. I get angry. So he pays, like, this is what he does. He goes and buys this gigantic computers, pays them gazillion amount of dollars. And he's just like, I'm like, what is this for? My gaming. And he like plays once every year for an hour. I'm like, did you just spend that much money to just play 1 hour? Anyways, you guys are weird.
Yeah.
So, CryptoCrow, Jason, what should I call you? I don't even know.
Call me whatever you want.
You didn't address that early on. We still don't know what to call you. But yeah, I do believe that there are a lot of people who gave up or not like as active right now, as you said. It's the winter. It's the crypto winter, and
sure.
So it's the calm before the storm. And by the way, while we were talking, we had I don't know if you noticed, we had a massive ice storm right behind me.
Oh, I was wondering what was going on. I see you looking around.
It went completely dark. We had like ice falling down from the sky, and now everywhere is white. And it's beautiful and sunny, so I don't know what happened. It's just ridiculous. It was the crow. It was the crow flying over.
Sure.
Yeah. Anyway, so thank you so much for joining the Diva on the Block today. I know the beginning of today's video was a little bit psychological. We were talking about couples issues, but and being big and being small and all these things. But anyways, I just heard what I said, and I don't think if it came across nicely. But did you just hear what I said?
Oh, thank you. Good night. Drop the mic.
Okay. All right. It was nice seeing you, Jason.
It's nice to see you too.
And people on the watching today, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed it. This was a heck of an interview. And of course, if you liked it, you know what to do. Go subscribe to the channel, like it, share it with your friends. I know it's winter in crypto, but we want to keep it going. We want people to know what's up. And people
either pay attention now or try to catch up forever later.
Yeah, exactly. That's the stuff. Golden nuggets. Thank you so much again. I'll see you again next time.
See ya. I almost hung up on you.
No. You have to do one thing first before you hang up. I always ask my guests to make a silly face. Oh, wow, that was fast. Good. Are you trying to get back at me from the photo that I flew?
Not at all, but I think it's funny because I didn't think anything of it. And then you like posted something like, where's the Photoshop? And it was Photoshopped. It was
the Photoshop sucked. Let me tell you that.
It wasn't me. I didn't do it.
I looked like 90-year-old ghost.